and it is time for our district governor, John Anthony. Let's give him a visual round of applause. John Anthony.
Well, and Don, I'll give him a little introduction.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry, I should have told you that. So, yeah, as assistant governor, I get to follow John at all the different clubs within Group B, and so we've had cancellations, we've had Zoom meetings, we've had in-person meetings, but it's been fun getting to know John. John, as I've kind of learned, has a passion for his community, and John also has a gift, and that's a gift of leadership that he's willing to share with the district. So let me just tell you a little bit about John. I do have a full list here, and I said this at the last meeting, so he's heard this before, but I hear his speeches every single time. So I hear his speeches all the time too. It reminds me of some of our students of the month and their list of accomplishments. So I'm going to give you a couple of them. Community being the big thing with John. John has been involved with many nonprofits, trade associations, and community organizations throughout the years. Just a few here. President of the Mechanicsburg Chamber of Commerce, president of the Downtown Mechanicsburg Partnership, board member of Leadership Cumberland. He has served as one term as director of the Mechanicsburg Area School District Board of Directors. He is currently serving as a councilman on the Mechanicsburg Borough. So there's probably a Vote for John Anthony sign out there that you can find. John professionally has been in the mortgage lending industry for most of his career. In his current role, he's manager at Fairway Independence Mortgage. He leads a team of 20 professionals in multiple offices across the region. Personally, John has been married to his wife, Karen, for 32 years while attending Shippensburg. And Karen is also a new member of the Passport Club, which we'll learn about. Karen and John have raised 2 children, and they live in Mechanicsburg, PA, where John is a member of the Mechanicsburg North. John joined Rotary basically because a very special person to him said that he should be in Rotary and get involved, and that was his mother, Ethel Ann Murphy, who is a long-term member of the Rotary Club of Longwood. Please join me in welcoming our District Governor John Anthony.
Thanks, Kevin. I have to say, I feel bad for you because I talk longer than you do, and we've now heard each other talk quite a few times, so appreciate that. This is my first talk in front of another past district governor, so calling out Dennis Zubler, try not to critique me too much, will you? Okay, so these Zoom calls are really interesting. You know, I'm trying to think through how do we have normally when a district governor comes to a meeting, they get to meet everybody and kind of interact, and it's a little trickier here. So what I'd like to do instead of me doing a little talk is to us have a little interaction. So I'm going to start it with there are 4 things that have already happened, 4 massive things that have happened in Rotary since our Rotary year started. And so Don, you can't answer, and I'm pretty sure Dennis, you're going to not be allowed to answer, and certainly your AG Kevin can't answer, but anybody else who wants to try and give it a shout. So we have 4 massive things that have happened in Rotary since July 1st. Does anybody have one of them?
An upcoming Rotary president will be the first female of Rotary.
That is absolutely correct, and the number 1 on my list, and it is unbelievable. So this has been conversation since I've been getting involved in the hierarchy. What are we, 115 years old and haven't had a woman president? We won't be able to say that anymore. And it's going to be in a year where we have a female district governor here in our district. And so we are super excited. Jennifer Jones, by the way, if you YouTube her, she is a very dynamic speaker, a great person, and you can get to know her a little bit through her speeches. So, and former district governor of a district that covered both US and Canada. So we're blessed to have her, and super excited about her upcoming term as president. Kevin, I think you had your hand up. Did you have another answer to one of the 4?
Yeah, they added area of focus.
Yes, they did. That's great. Not very many people get that one. So
that's what I was going to say.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. So we have 6 areas of focus up until now. Does anybody have the ability to name them? So I'll cut to the chase here because it's a bigger question. Go ahead, Brenda.
Women and children health.
Mm-hmm.
The new one's the environment, I think. It would be peace studies.
Yes.
Clean water.
Yes.
I don't remember how many that was.
I think you're at 4 of 7.
Oh,
Well, I'll help you
okay.
out a little bit. I'll help you out a little bit and tell you that, first of all, I would encourage all of you to go to RLI, Rotary Leadership Institute. One of the little tricks that I learned while I was going through those classes, the Rotary Leadership Institute is an organization that helps you kind of get like a bachelor's degree in Rotary. It's 3 one-day classes that get you to the point where you understand a little bit more about Rotary at the global level. And so our 6 areas of focus can be best explained as a little story, right? Because we start with water and sanitation, right? So water and sanitation is, if we don't have that basic need, we really can't exist. So that's why we start with it. When we have clean water and sanitation, the next thing that's possible is disease prevention and treatment. So with water, clean water and disease prevention, we can have maternal and child health. And with all of those 3 things, we can move into education, right? And then with basic education and literacy, we then have a better chance for economic and community development. And if you have all those things in place, you certainly have a much better chance for world peace and conflict resolution. And so those were our 6th. And the 7th that was added was the environment. And so now you're going to be able to apply for grants, both district and global, tied to the environment. And that is a huge shift and update from Rotary International that we're very excited about. So that's the top 2 things on my list. Anybody have a third thing of 4?
Polio eradication in the continent of Africa.
I got to tell you, this is the smartest club I have had a talk with yet. Yes, polio eradication from the continent of Africa. We've been fighting polio for since the 80s, right? And we've been leading the way with other organizations. And so this is a huge announcement that we are now only in 2 countries. And does anybody know the 2 countries?
Afghanistan and Pakistan.
Yes, sir. That is correct. So we are in those 2 countries. What's the bad news?
Afghanistan and Pakistan.
Afghanistan and Pakistan. That's exactly right. And that because of COVID, we've turned our attention away from polio a little bit, right? Rerouting money and effort. And so polio has increased in those 2 countries pretty significantly this year. And so we, at the global level and at the district level, are focusing on raising money for polio so that we can make sure that polio is eradicated from the face of the earth. And this is really important because polio is literally an airplane ride away. And it's that we know even more now because COVID was literally an airplane ride away from China. And so we want to make sure that we focus on it until it's eradicated. And we want that to happen as quickly as possible. So one of the things that we're doing in our district this year, and I got to tell you, I wish I had made this thing up, but I didn't. I stole it from another district at the meeting that we had in San Diego. It's called the Polio Plus Society. And so you've heard of the Paul Harris Society. Can anybody tell me what that is?
Most of us are members of that society, named after the founder of Rotary.
Yes, sir. And so if you're a member of the society, you promise to give $1,000 a year to the foundation as part, and that when you do that, you get a fancy pin because Rotarians love pins and certificates. And so that is incredible. We have a large number of society members in our district, people that are promising to give $1,000 a year. And so the idea with Polio Plus Society is similar. As a Rotarian, you promise to give $100 a year. $100 a year to Polio Plus until polio is eradicated from the face of the earth. It's just that simple. All you need to do is promise. You fill out a form on our website and you get a pretty cool pin and you get a certificate and you get acknowledgement. And so it's a thing that we are hoping most of the districts in the world, when they did this, there are many, they got 20% participation from their district in the first year. And we all know that we are way better than that. So we're targeting 30% participation in our district. And if we have 30% participation, we would have 660 people that would promise to give $100 a year or more to Polio Plus. By the way, there's the pin. So the pin, if we get 660 people, what happens to that $6,600 that we would be collecting? It triples, right? Because of the Gates Foundation, they give us a 2-for-1 match, and so that $6,600 would triple, and it would be the largest amount that we would have been giving to the foundation in our history as a district. And so the promise of giving $100 a year will also make us a sustaining giver, which means that we can attach our focus to other things as they come forward. And so we know that COVID is going to be an issue. We know that Rotary is a phenomenal global distribution center for inoculations. And so we feel like we may be involved in helping with eradicating COVID. We can't do that, though, and turn our attention away from the other spinning plate, the other thing. And so this is a way for us to continue the flow of money, people promising. When you promise, that's all we do. We're Rotarians. We don't ask you to verify anything, or we don't send you a bill. We ask you to hit the donate button on our website, or go through and donate in the way that you would normally donate in any other way to the Polio Foundation. Try to keep it simple. So that's 3. Any questions on any of those so far? Hearing
I have a
none.
question.
Yeah, go ahead, Kevin.
Has any club gone 4 for 4?
No.
Okay, pressure's on.
No, and you got the toughest ones. What's the 4th one? Where is the young lady who was on the board earlier this morning?
Yeah. We gave a hint earlier.
We did give a hint.
I'm going to say passport.
You are correct. Congratulations. Yes,
And
well
the
done.
fact that you called me young lady,
Yes.
you get points.
Oh, thank you. So the Passport Club, we have established a new club in our district, and it's called the Passport Club. And the purpose of the Passport Club, again, not my idea, we stole it from somewhere else, but the idea behind the Passport Club is to help people who can't get into Rotary because they can't make a breakfast meeting, or they can't make a lunch meeting, or they can't make a dinner meeting, but they can do online. And this happened actually pre-COVID. And so we have a Passport Club where people can get online twice a month and participate in Rotary at the district level. And so there are people who may not be able to come to a club meeting, but can come online and then go to other club meetings as they're traveling around our district. And so we have people that are going to be visiting your club that are from the Passport Club that want to plug into your service projects. And so we see it as a way to get people into Rotary that couldn't maybe get into Rotary another way, and that may participate in service projects and may even join your club after they get to know you and your service projects and your culture. The other thing that the Passport does is, quick question for you, how many people are there currently in Rotary around the globe? Approximately.
1.3 million.
And so
1.2 million.
my number was 1.2, but I like yours better. So let's say that it's 1.2 and a half, just for fun. How many people have joined Rotary in the last 7 years? Yes, sir, Daniel.
Yes.
What was your answer?
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood the question.
Oh, that's okay. I thought you joined Rotary in the last 7 years. You're raising your hand for that. Thank you. No, so the answer is 1.2 million people have joined Rotary in the last 7 years. And that's how many people are in Rotary. So what that means is people are joining and then they're leaving. And part of that's our fault for not engaging them. And so the Passport Club is a way to capture people who are about to leave. And so when you look at the demographics of the Passport Club that we started at 22 members, about a third of those are Rotarians who were going to leave Rotary and decided to stay because they can stay online. Maybe they can't get out of the house anymore. Maybe they have children that they didn't have before and they can't make meetings that they were going to be making. So we're preserving people who were going to leave, and we're hopefully opening a gateway where people can join that couldn't. That will then be a way for you to glean additional members. So Passport Club is up and running. We just got our certificate and our number. There's going to be a charter night. You're all welcome to join and meet some of these new Rotarians. Your speaker last week is an example of what the Passport Club can do. Your speaker, Tracy Jones, is a member of the Passport Club and would never have been able to join Rotary had it not been for the Passport Club, because she's just too busy, just too globally oriented. And so, and what a beautiful and wonderful person she is, a Rotarian at heart. Now we've made her a Rotarian in fact. So just a great example. I'm sorry? Did you say something, Ralph? Any other thoughts or comments about any of that? Those are my 4 top exciting things that are going on. I'm hoping that by the end of my talking, we can have a quick conversation about how you feel the district can help your club, because the way I look at things, we are set up in whole to support the clubs and the Rotarians. That's just the way this thing works. And so everything that we do should be run through that filter. We've set up, I spent some time over the last year and a half going around talking to clubs, smaller clubs, bigger clubs, to try and find what they need, what the district can do to help them. And so we've begun some things to try and bring that along. So for example, the billboard program that we started this year. I'm not sure if your club is participating in this yet, but there were a lot of clubs that were talking about the fact that they need to get marketing and word out about Rotary and how do we glean new members. And so one of the members of the Harrisburg Club is a higher up at Lamar, and he created a program where each club in our district, for I believe it's about $100, can have their own billboard that talks about anything they want to talk about in Rotary. If they want to put up their new members up on the board, or they want to show a picture of them doing service, or whatever it may be, that can be their billboard. And every club can imagine 42 billboards in our district of 7 counties showing us doing service in the world. That's got to have an impact. So very excited about the billboard program. Another program that has already been created that we're stretching across the district is Rotary Veterans Initiative. And so one of the other programs is a speakers bureau, where we're developing a list of speakers so that you can always have somebody of quality ready, willing, and able to come talk to your club at whichever meeting you want to have them come to. And the Rotary Veterans Initiative is an example of this. Rick Copeland, who is a retired lieutenant colonel, is running the program. We started it a number of years ago in Carlisle, Mechanicsburg. We built 2 houses for disabled veterans in Cumberland County. And now this program has migrated to be a mentor and scholarship program for returning veterans who are going to school. And we need more mentors. We need people to help those. And here's an example. One of the gentlemen who was going to school for accounting hooked up with a mentor from Mechanicsburg North. He mentored him for a year. Turns out he liked them enough that he got him an internship at his firm. And now the gentleman actually works at that accounting firm. So a huge success for RVI, matching up a mentor with a returning veteran, gave him money for books and other things, and gave him a path to employment. So if you feel like you could be a mentor, we'd love for you to reach out. We'd love for Rick to come and talk to you, be a speaker at your club so you can learn more about. He has a great presentation. We had them at the Mechanicsburg North Club meeting this past week, giving a scholarship check to one of the local colleges, Central Penn College. We had three veterans on there, and they told their story of how they were injured while they were overseas, and they got hooked on opioids because that's what the VA hospitals did back then. And they fought their way back out of that opioid addiction, and now they're going to school and they're going to graduate with a degree, and we, RVI, are helping them. This is what Rotary is about, and we're super excited about all of this, so as you might be able to tell. So RVI is another thing that we are taking that's already been built, and we're stretching across the district, and we'd love to have them come talk to you. RMB is another one. Rotary means business. You know, Paul Harris started this with business folks because he wanted to work with people of like mind and like heart. And he did that, and he grew 4 or 5 people into 1.2 million because those like-hearted, like-minded people wanted to be philanthropic too. And so Rotary means business is about helping people who are in business do Rotary better, and helping people who want services from somebody who's like-hearted, like-minded to get those services. Why wouldn't you give business to a Rotarian if all other things are being equal? And so Scott Stevens from the Harrisburg Club is chairing that this year, taking over for Alden Cunningham, who did an incredible job bringing it. You know, we were the number 4 district in the entire universe to have Rotary Means Business, and now there are over 100 districts across the United States that are plugged into this organization that you can plug into as well. So RVI, RMB. Another thing that we're starting this year that I would love for you to think about is the communication committee. Any organization, it's only as good as its communication. And so this year, we are starting a communication committee being led by a member of the Passport Club who transferred in from another club. And she is a PR executive. And she wants to build an organization where there's a committee of folks who think through how do we externally and internally communicate and create processes to make that better. And she would like to have a liaison from each one of the clubs who would communicate with the communication committee so that anytime you're having an event that you'd like to get out, it can get out immediately. It can get out and get exposed. And so this is just launching. She's a fantastic person. Her name is Patricia Green, and she would love to come and talk to your club and be a speaker about what the communication committee means and how it can work. One of the other things that we're doing to help drive communication and membership is the Meetup app. So there was a Rotarian who is now your district governor nominee who found her husband on the Meetup app, even though it's not a dating app. And so she brought that to the club and she said, what if we create, Meetup is an app for your phone, for those of you who have a smartphone, which allows you to meet other people who are interested in the same things that you're interested in. So if you like to bicycle, you can meet up with other people who like to bicycle and you can go bicycle with them. If you like to drink beer, same thing. Meetup, then you create groups. We created a group called Service Above Self. And we didn't mention Rotary. We just said Service Above Self. Here are a list of our service projects. If you'd like to join in, join up. And so within a month and a half, we had 70 people from the Mechanicsburg area join that meetup group. And we had people come and help us plant trees in the Veterans Park who had never heard of Rotary before. This is something that we are now, Juliet is taking district-wide so that every club can put all of their service projects and events into the Meetup app under the Service Above Self moniker. And then all of the people who are in the Meetup app who've never heard about Rotary will see the service projects we're doing, sign up perhaps and come join you. And maybe even join Rotary when they understand what we understand. And that's that Rotary is the only organization that has the ability to offer to you, no matter what your gift is, your ability to give it back to your community and the world and to do it cheaply and efficiently. Our foundation is at the top of all foundations on a consistent basis because of the way they run it. When you give money, they hold on to it for 3 years. The interest that they collect runs the foundation, and then they give the money back. Half to us at the district to spend locally and on global grants, and half to the World Fund. It's just that simple, but it's genius because it's efficient and it's fabulous. That's why we want to keep giving to the foundation, because of the way that it works. So we talked about a lot of different things so far. I have a whole bunch of other things on my list, but I'm not really tracking the time. So tell me what else. Oh, safety committee. We talked about that. That's at the board level. That's a new committee that was formed to help clubs get back to being live again. Juliet put together a number of doctors and nurses and food specialists and people that know how and what we need to do to be safe when we get back together. And they put together a document that's available on our district website for all clubs to go and see, so that they can guide better their club into being live again when it's appropriate for your club. They're going to continue to expand that safety committee into other areas. They're going to do videos. So if you have a level of interest in being involved in that, or you'd like to hear more, Juliet would love to come and talk to your club about that particular thing as well. Another thing that we are starting, thing is not a great word, but it is what it is. We are going to be starting a diversity, inclusion, and equity committee. And the idea here is to bring people together to think through what it is that we need to make sure that we are communicating back out to the district. This is brand new. We just decided this 2 days ago, that this is something that is important for us at the district level to offer out to you at the club level. So if you know of anybody who's interested in being involved in that group, that is literally forming now. We're going to be having a Go Fund Us account, which is going to allow for us to be able to gather money online for particular things. There was a Rotaract club in Shippensburg who said, we have a great project, but we can't raise enough money. We don't know how to tap into the resources. online, GoFundMe is a big thing. How do we do it so internally we have the ability to help with those kinds of projects that we're interested in? And so we're looking at starting a GoFundUs account. It'll be up and running hopefully by the end of my Rotary year here as district governor. Okay, I'm going to take a pause and a breath. I've got a bunch of other things that I could go over, but any ideas from you, any thoughts, any questions, love to hear them so I can explore how to make this better for all of us.
John, I was wondering regarding Meetup, would it be possible to have a service above self Elizabethtown area? Because right now, all of the service above self meetups are pretty much West Shore.
And the reason that they're pretty much West Shore, Don, is because we haven't gotten the word out to the other clubs to get their information into that particular one. We believe that the bigger that particular, if we segment it, it dilutes its ability to reach everybody. Just like Passport has members who want to come see you, even though they may live in Mechanicsburg or they may live in Carlisle, we believe that people want to do service tied to their passion. So if it's a tree planting in Elizabethtown, we want to know about it in Carlisle if we are arborists or people that want to plant trees, or we want to build a house for somebody, or we want to serve people who are, and so the idea, you can certainly do that. That's up to you at the club level, but at the district level, we're hoping that all of the clubs will put all of their service projects into the service above self monikers so that everybody can see everybody else's. This is another great way for each club member to see what's going on around the district and plug into the service projects around the district as well.
As part of the district leadership, I don't know if people always tell you or thank you for the good things that you do. In any leadership position, a lot of times you hear about all the things that need to change. But I want to thank you, others in the district, Rotary at large, for thinking outside the box and some of the things that have been put in place and implemented. I think staying relevant as a club, which Rotary is trying to do, is critically important. In order to accomplish our mission, we've got to be relevant to those people that want to be members of the organization. So thank you for the thinking outside the box.
Thank you, Ken. And I'll also say, I'll tag onto that and say your club in particular is a model that we talk about quite a bit throughout the district. With you're growing your second meeting. We did the same thing that you did, not as successfully, but we added on an alternative meeting when I was president of my club. And you have done it successfully. You're a model of thinking outside the box. You've grown when others have not. And so thank you for that. And yes, our goal this year, we look at Rotary opens opportunities. Holger couldn't possibly have known the ramifications of that particular tagline of pre-COVID when he thought of it. But it really does. I mean, when you look at this opportunity that we have this year to grow Rotary, not necessarily in numbers, although that's a goal, but to grow the quality and the way that we do Rotary, and each club gets to do it a different way. It's forced people to think outside the box. And so I believe that we have a great opportunity this year to do just that. So thank you very much for that.
John,
Yes.
as a past district governor, I feel bad for Patty Rooney and what's happened. I feel bad for you because I know the experience I had traveling to clubs the entire year was phenomenal. But I do want to commend you for a lot of the changes, a lot of the things that you are doing in the district. It's a very difficult time, and we talked about needing to change, and I think the district and with your leadership, we are seeing a lot of positive results. So thank you for everything you're doing.
Thanks, Dennis. I didn't realize that I was going to be getting accolades on this call. You are the first club to actually do that for me, too. What you do is you see me moving. I'm moving from one place to another because my battery's about to die. I apologize. That doesn't happen necessarily at the live meetings, but technology, right? So thanks, Dennis. I appreciate that. It actually means a lot coming from you because of all I know that you have done over the years for the district and in your roles. Pardon me one second while I turn off Alexa.
Any more questions from our members? Okay. Going once.
So I just want to say thank you again for all you guys do. I am open. My email is available. My phone is available. You know how to get a hold of me. Please do. If you have ideas or something that comes into your head that you see that we're going sideways on or something that we can do better, please let us know. We really want to improve how we do and what we do this year. We have a great lineup. Greg out of Hanover, your district governor-elect, is a fantastic individual, working really hard to make the foundation dinner, which is going to be virtual this year, an amazing event. Juliet is working very hard as your district governor nominee. Last thing I'll say is we are going to be putting out for district governor nominee coming up again here very shortly. So if you have any interest in being involved at the district level, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time. Have an awesome rest of your day.
District Governor John Anthony, thank you for your excellent innovation and your ideas to develop new initiatives for our district. Just to echo what Ken said, and everybody unmute your mics and let's give him an actual audible round of applause.
Hey!
I have a quick announcement. This in from our service project chair, Jeff Clark. We do have a date for our roadside cleanup. Our next service project, October 8th, Saturday, October 8th, roadside cleanup.
Sorry, Don, 28th.
28th, I wrote it down wrong, thank you. I wrote it too fast. October 28th. There, now I got everybody's attention. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a fantastic weekend. We are done.
Everyone.